So, you want to learn more about large language models? I've got you covered. Let's dive right into it. What exactly is a language model? Before we try to understand what a large language model is. A language model tries to build like a mathematical model of a language. It's actually not a new concept. It's been around for quite some time. People have tried to intuitively understand how likely is a word to occur in a certain context, and modern language models do the same actually. Now, let's try to understand the building blocks of modern language models. And that would be a thing called tokens. Now, what exactly are tokens? You can think of tokens as a basic building block of language models, but also like a sub part of a word, sometimes even coincides to a word. But before I keep giving you theory, let's take a look at the following example. We have this sentence: "This video is the best. Can't wait for watching the next interesting one." Now, in this concrete example, you can see that most of the words are broken down as a token, and you can see that with the color coding, in which every new color is basically associated to a concrete token. But I want you to look at the word watching. As you can see, it is broken down in two pieces, watch and ing. And this is an example in which we break a word into two parts or n parts, depending on how many tokens we associate that word to contain. By this point, you probably are asking yourself, how many of these tokens we have actually? How many of these tokens does the LLM know of? And that term is actually called vocabulary, and it depends from model to model. For example, for GPT-4X models, you would have something like 100,000 tokens, and for Mistral 8.7b, for example, you would have like around 32,000. Now, I can do a separate video to talk about the way tokens are made up, whether it makes sense to have them as characters or whether it makes sense to have them as words instead of like subpart of words. This is a design choice that can have concrete implications. Let me know if this is something you would like to see, and then I'll take care in a separate video for that. All right, we know what a language model is, we know what a token is, and we know what a vocabulary is. One more thing that I want to cover in this video is the two kinds of language models that are out there. The first one would be autoregressive language model, in which you have like an input context and then the task is to predict what is the next word. And the second kind is masked language models, in which the task is a bit different, as not that given a context you need to predict the next word or the next token. It's that given a context before and after a certain word, you need to predict what exactly is this word in the middle or token in the middle, if we use the correct terminology. All right, these are the two kinds of models. And by the way, a model that can generate open-ended outputs is called generative, hence the term generative AI. Let me know what you think about this introduction to language models, and in the next video I'm gonna cover what exactly makes a language model into a large language model. So stick around and let me know in the comments what you think about this video and which other topics you would like to see covered on my platform. Side note, I'm using this book called AI Engineering: Building Application with Foundation Models, written by Chip Huyen. So shout out to her for writing such an amazing book for tech people who want to get their hands dirty and learn more about foundation models.